A huge restriction that I've seen from regarding generational land is the amount of people who have their names on that title document afterward. So, for example, after the whole process has gone through and the probate is done, etc., the family members are so numerous and named on that title document that it's so difficult to get everybody to come together and agree as to what to do with the land. Sometimes I see 5, 6, 10, 12 people having all kind of 1/12 undivided shares in the property. And that is by itself a hindrance. When one person comes up and says, guys, we have all this land, let's get together and do something with it. And well, you have to try to beg people to actually come to have a conversation. So I just wanted to throw that in. That could be an encumbrance with generational land.
Definitely. And we have seen it essentially is when persons, and as I say, making a will, you need to make sure that it is sound in law to even happen. You see that 1/12 share and 1/25 share and all those kinds of things. You want to leave peace for everybody. You may want to ethically, but it may not make a lot of sense legally. And in fact, will make things a lot harder, as well as it will make the value of what you're leaving harder as well, because it's just too many hands in the pot to have to account for. So I love that point Mr. 𝗣पछि brought up, because that is a way you could actually depreciate the value of what you're leaving by not leaving it properly and leaving it in the most marketable way. When we look at title, we look at sound and marketable title, right? And good evening to everyone. Are you guys there? Because I'm not seeing any activity on the chat. Usually you all at least say good evening, you all start up. So I want to know if any of you are here or we're talking to ourselves. At this point, I want to remind all attendees that you feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to engage with us on the comment section. This is okay. They said yes, we are. Okay, they're here. I was getting worried. We have Joel, yeah, and we hope we have the others, right? So feel free to message us. We need to know that you're here with us and that you're enjoying the conversation and that it is placed in a way that is beneficial to you. All right. So, Mr. 𝗣पछि, we spoke about generational and I kind of explained probate, LOA, that kind of thing. What about in gifting? You mentioned, the realm commenting now. They're definitely here. All right. So we spoke about probate, right? Deed of gifts. What are some issues you've seen there? Because somebody actually called me this week about a gift and it's a petition and a thing. What are some little things gifts pose a problem here?
Unfortunately, a lot of people do not cater for the stamp duty charges on a deed of gift. Granny or parents getting down in age and says, I want to pass on the property so that my children don't have to go through the hassle of probating or administration of an estate. So I want to do a deed of gift because it literally reads the
natural love and
for the consideration of the love and affection, yes, that the person has towards who they're gifting to. They're passing on the property. Now, sometimes the valuer who's brought in to do that valuation for stamp duty doesn't explain properly what the outcome of the valuation actually means monetarily. So they just say, okay, here's a valuation, and they take it to the attorney, and the attorney says, great, I'm sending it all in the stamp duty. And then boom, all of a sudden, the donees get a call saying that they have to jump out $50,000, $60,000, dollars to actually get the deed registered. Because in those cases, most times, it's an unapproved parcel, so it might still be in an agricultural state in town and country planning. And I'm sure Shakila could explain how we go through that process of determining town and country approval. And it's just a cost that people don't tend to take much notice of until that axe falls and they're faced with, well, maybe we should just go through a probate or a will or something to avoid that stamp duty. So That's another hindrance that I've seen in deeds of gifts.
It's a really important point. Mr. Daniel, have we got received calls on gifts?
Yeah, a lot of the questions with the deed of gifts always ask which one is better, to have it on your will or to just do a deed of gift. I think Mr. 𝗣𝗀 would have answered it pretty well there, because you can avoid the stamp duties if you go that route, if you go the will route. So I'm sure a lot of person on that.
One of the things I would like to say with that is that all things have pros and cons. The pros of a gift is that you get it immediately, and once you have satisfied all the duties surrounding the transaction, all of that, the interest and title and right passes immediately upon the execution and registration of the document. Right? Actually, it passes upon the execution. However, when you have to wait on the probate process, while you may be trying to evade stamp duties, you cannot evade will duties that you're going to get. I mean, transacting with land legally is not going to be able to be passed for free. And that's something I want people to try to get out of their minds, right? Land is a very expensive asset, which the government is not going to allow you to transact with for free ever. You may try to get the cheaper options, but you are always going to find fees incurred to you when you have to deal with it in a legally.
I think what they would really want to know then is which avenue is more affordable then. But I know it might depend on the size of the land and all that.
Correct.
It depends on the value of the property. That's the basic thing. Everything hinges on the value of the property, from the attorney fees to the stamp duty fees to everything. And that's why on my daily dealings with clients, so how low you think you could value this property?
How low it can go?
How low can you come in? But it's a delicate balance. We as valuers do have somewhat of a leeway with our opinions of value, but stamp duty has the information and they will bounce it to valuation division if they do not agree with the private valuation done. And then,
correct.
And then the state will impose a value based on their evidence and comparables, and you're still stuck. So correct. It's best to just do it right and done,
Correct. I think that's a wonderful point. So guys, we've been defining what we mean by land rich, and we've also been itemizing the implications and the different things that could affect the richness of the land. The value of it is really, really important. And then we're really itemizing that how you choose to treat with the land it really depends, as Mr. 𝗣𝗀 would have said, on the value of it, where it's located, its topography, its features, the size, these things. Yeah. All right. So when you're asking Ms. Daniel, how this is what you have the answers for that. So now we're moving into what are the options, because we were speaking about the problems. I know that a lot of the listeners came today to hear, well, what to do, because we have land. We think we land rich, but we definitely know we cash poor. Before I ask this, I go into that part, I'm gonna get the questions really quickly. You have Listra saying good evening, all. How can you know if there was a will when all the seniors have died and only grandchildren? Listra, everybody, before you lodge anything in probate, there's something called a probate search that we have to do. Attorneys have to do it. You can't send in any application without first doing the search and getting back the search. So when we do a search, we will see if there's any lodged will in the probate section, if there's any other application, and that will be the answer. So it's a probate search. Next question. Can you see the difference between pure assent and deed of assent, please? No. A deed of assent is what I mean by a pure assent. When I said pure assent, I meant that. So for some people, when they finish getting grant of probate, they sell using the grant and they do sort of assent and convey.